We have some developing news as the Trump administration is now pausing $175 million in federal funds for the University of Pennsylvania because of the school's policy of including transgender athletes in women's sports. It is the latest Ivy League institution to have federal funding withheld by the White House. Rich McHugh joins us live. So, Rich, how are these elite Ivy League institutions using these taxpayer dollars?
Well, in short, not in ways that everybody really will know, frankly, Nichole. When President Trump rescinded this $400 million from Columbia University recently, I think a lot of Americans, myself included, didn't realize how many federal funds are going to these Ivy League universities, these elite endowment-rich universities. So I took a deep dive into how much money exactly is going to these universities. But first, I want to set the stage. These endowments that they have, they're sitting on enormous piles of cash. Harvard and Yale each $50 billion and $41 billion respectively. Columbia comes in at $14 billion. All told, the 8 Ivies have $185 billion and counting. Now, when we dug into the federal dollars going to these universities, in looking through their audited financial statements from 2023, these schools get billions in federal funding. But here's the thing. It's not all going to medical and scientific research. The majority of taxpayer dollars are going to the Ivies that goes to something called indirect recovery costs. In other words, overhead. And these schools charge exorbitant rates. Harvard takes 69% off the top of these research grants. Yale comes in close second. It's 67.5%. Columbia, 64.5%. So what that means is that for every $100 million that comes in the door for research, Harvard takes $69 million of that for, quote, overhead. Now, I spoke with Professor Ben Ginsberg. He's the chair of Center for Advanced Governmental Studies at Johns Hopkins. He's written about this recently in The Fall of the Faculty. Take a listen.
The grants are designed to do good things, and many of them do. But universities have tried to make a little bit of money on those activities. So they charge overhead on federal research dollars, and that money is not spent on the nominal activity for which the grant is given.
Now, Professor Ginsberg, obviously, he's at a point in his career where he's not afraid to speak about this. He writes about this frequently, and he's let's just say he's not a fan of presidents of universities that are not a fan. Nichole.
Yeah, those are some, massive overhead money coming in there. So we know, Rich, that these schools, again, these are elite schools. They're sitting on lots of their own money. So how are those federal dollars kind of spread out against these different elite institutions?
Well, that's the question. So I looked at their figures. I took a look. It's basically they're collecting billions of dollars. I pulled their audited financials from 2023. It's shocking. Harvard, for instance, of the $820 million it took in for research and grants in 2023 with a rate of 69%, if all of that is spent on campus, we're talking about $572 million. Columbia, which is in Trump's crosshairs, they received $1.5 billion in federal dollars in 2023. At their overhead rate, if all of that's spent on campus, that would be $1 billion in overhead that they would receive. I shared these numbers, these updated numbers, with Professor Ginsberg. Take a listen.
In what universe does this make sense, Professor?
It doesn't make sense. And I know for a fact that at many of these schools, the facilities have been allowed to deteriorate. Buildings, laboratories haven't gotten the repairs they need because that's not where the money is going. The money is going into hiring more and more bureaucrats and paying them more and more.
Now, the National Institutes of Health has just kind of instituted a 15% cap, Nichole, on all these federal research monies going to these universities, which is going to mean a massive amount of dollars that these Ivies are not going to be receiving.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. All right, Rich McHugh, thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.